Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot and a PMDG 777 beta tester. Today we're going to fly the 777-200ER from Los Angeles to Vienna in the beautiful old Austrian livery, which is still flying like this on the Lima Papa Echo, by the way, so this is absolutely realistic choosing it like this. Really looking forward to this, but before we start, a quick message from today's sponsor, Say Intentions AI. If you're looking for an ATC add-on that's not just capable of your standard IFR A to B flight, but also stuff like data link, VFR, and even a cabin crew simulation, then look no further than Say Intentions. We'll be using them throughout today's video, so if you like what you see and hear with regards to our air traffic control and our cabin crew, then do check them out using the link in the pinned comment or the video description below. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into
awareness.
it. As always,
Okay.
we are going to start by
Meters.
cross-checking our flight plan. And here it is. So we're departing Los Angeles northbound, and then we are heading across the states, across Canada, where we enter our first ETOP section based on Winnipeg, Frozen Bay, and then finally Keflavik, and then we're going to set course directly towards Vienna. The significant weather chart is pretty clear for the first part of the flight. We are crossing a jet stream on the second half over Greenland, which does come with a little bit of turbulence over here, as we can see, up to level 400, and then finally we have another area of turbulence up to flight level 360, so with a bit of luck we'll be able to climb above that over Denmark. Well, in terms of our airport weather, Los Angeles is looking very good at the moment. They are using runway 25, so it will be a little bit of a tailwind on our departure. Our destination, Vienna, actually has very good weather conditions, clear skies and variable winds, and our alternate in Bratislava has exactly the same. Looking at our ETOPS airports, we start with Winnipeg, and that is pretty good. The only thing we've got over here is going to be throughout the night time, but that's actually going to be tomorrow, so I don't expect any trouble with this. Now our second ETOPS airport in Iqaluit actually has excellent weather conditions, and finally our third one in Keflavik has as well. With those out of the way, let's go ahead and have a look at the plan itself. An on-time departure from Los Angeles is going to result in an on-time arrival at Vienna. In terms of the weights, we are not critical today, and we start in flight level, well, basically 310 or 330, and then later on we go up all the way to level 370 for today's flight. Looking into the fuel section, I don't see much reason to take extra over here. We are planned with 78.3 plus taxi fuel, so 79 is the minimum. Well, the only one thing that I am a little bit concerned about is the arrival into Vienna, because SimBrief is unable to calculate the approach transition, so let's just make it 80 tons of fuel, and then we should be absolutely good to go. Now, with all of those out of the way, let's go ahead and get started on our pre-flight procedures. As always, we're going to board the airplane through the two left door, and then we can make our way up to the flight deck. In terms of sceneries today, we are using Inibil's Los Angeles Airport, and we are using Gaia for Vienna. Be sure that you remember to turn off the default Los Angeles, or the default handcrafted Los Angeles, if you want to use the Inibil scenery, otherwise you do get some rather ugly results that you really don't need. Alright, making our way up to the flight deck of our 777. Let's take a seat on the captain's seat and let's start preparing. We've got 21:30 UTC right now, which is half an hour ahead of our scheduled off-block time, so that should be just about perfect to get the airplane ready to get going. So, starting with the basics, let's turn on the ADRU, and then we can head right down onto the main panels. So you can have the doors on the right hand side. Oil quantity is actually rather empty, so let's go right down here into the ground operations and call for the ground maintenance to refill the engine oil. Here we go, that's much better. Now, let's move on to the status page, and the hydraulic quantities are looking good, the APU oil is good, the oxygen pressure is good, and then let's just quickly do the oxygen test as well on your side. on your side, and we want to do it back here as well, since we would have a third pilot on board today as well. Alright, cool. So, parking brake is set, then let's do the recall and check what we've got, and that's all expected. And well, with that, the airplane is accepted for service. So let's head down into the electronic flight back down here, go to the ground service vehicles and release all of those PMDG vehicles. Then we can go up here and import our Simbrief flight plan. And secondly, we're going to go down into the Wind Balance app, import from Simbrief, precise loading, and we want 80 tons of fuel. Alright, enter. Now look at that, just 58% of fuel for an 11-hour flight. This is just an amazing airplane, isn't it? Okay, so that's our initials completed. Then let's go ahead and tell GSX to request the boarding, please. And then we can go ahead and start to work on our flight plan. So let's get the flight plan up on the top over here. And let's go down into the CDU. Now, as always, I will be using a WinWing CDU, my hardware, to operate this, but I will be talking about exactly what I'm doing so that you guys can follow along. So, starting on the FMC page, nav data is out of date. That means we just got to do a very quick update down here. So let's go down and hit update nav data, and that's going to happen automatically now. Might take a little moment to download and update the data, but it's just really nice that we can do this live and on the go, without the need for any restarting of the sim or so. This is really a great enhancement in flight simulation technology. I do still remember the times very well where you saw this and you were like, oh shit, now I gotta restart my sim. Alright, so nav data is installed. Then let's have a look. 777-200, G9094, nav database up to date. Onto the POS in it, where we are going to copy and paste the GPS position, route, request. Now, why is this not showing my Simbrief route? We probably have to re-import it after the nav data update. That's fine. So, Simbrief route and select. Alright, this might take a small time now, so let's make good use of that to grab our departure charts. So, we want the airport chart down here, and we want the parking base for Terminal 128 and Bradley, please. So, uplink the route. Now, for the SID, what do we have? It's the Lady 4 departure. Here it is. Lady 4 RNAV departure, and that one is pinned as well. Alright, very good. Now, our route has uplinked, so let's continue. Departure arrival. We're going to depart off runway 25 right with the Lady 4, and that's going to be towards Castro. Now, index, Vienna, arrivals, ILS approach runway 34, and we've got the Mikov 8 Whiskey arrival. Now, a very quick check on the other FMS. It ends at Marbot, so we take the Marbot 5 November transition. Alright, route, activate and execute, copy, and now let's go to the next page to cross-check our routing. So from Castro we fly direct to Canada, direct Tango Whiskey Fox, then we've got Kilo Uniform 78 Mike, Kilo Uniform 90 Oscar, Kilo Uniform 21 Sierra, Durua 54 North 100 West, 58.5 North 90 West, 62 North 80 West, Bayzat, Aru, Appman 67 North 50 West, 67 North 40 West, 66 North 30 West, 6520, 6310, Gunpa, direct Linvi, Amrag, Nusku, Bolbo, Omelo, Eviku, Victor, Lima, Mike, Bitsy, Mikov. Okay, that looks good. Now, in theory, we also need to check all of those waypoints. So, copy them, initRef, index, nav data, paste in ident. So 54-100 is checked. Then, well, the half waypoint is completely written out. I'm happy with that. Then we have a 6280, copy and paste, cross-checked. And like that, we just have to go through the entire nav data right now, just to make sure that all those North Atlantic waypoints are actually what they're supposed to be. Because you can never know if the name may be incorrectly assigned to a wrong waypoint due to a nav database error or something. That's why we always look in here, and that tells us the actual latitude and longitudes of those waypoints. It's really nice how quickly you can do this using a hardware unit, while it does take quite a while if you're doing it with a mouse. Okay, superb. So our routing is checked. Then let's go on to the legs page and check our SID. Okay, so that's going to be straight ahead towards Docker. And that's below 3000. Then towards Evosi below 5000. MacG. Right turn Milbu above 7000, then to Lady at 8000, and then we continue via Rugby towards Oros, and finally via Heijo towards Castro. Looking good. Initial climb, maintain 8000, and 8000 is selected. Lovely. Right, back to the map, route data. And okay, it has no automatic wind data request. In that case, let's enter the step climbs first. So starting in 320, then at Canada, we are going to climb. Well, it wants to descend. We are not going to do that. So Tango Whiskey Fox, Flathead 330. I tell you what, we'll actually do that over at Canada already. So 330 step climb. Then we've got 80 west at flight level 350. With a step climb. Then we've got Aru Mach 0.81. Alright, so next step climb is at 20 west, flight level 370. That's entered, and from Gunpa we're going to maintain cost and max speed once again. Alright, and that's all in. Execute now route data and requesting the wind data. Okay, request sent, waiting for the wind to come back, which should happen any moment now. Here it is. Load and execute. Lovely. So, descent forecast request is also in progress. And that should be here any moment now too. Here it is, load, and just making sure that it actually loads. This is looking good. Alright, progress page, 4,566 miles versus 5,438 miles. So the difference over here, that's the approach transition, which was the reason why we took a little bit of extra fuel. Okay, good. So with that out of the way, let's continue. Navrat page, we've got nothing and we need nothing. Okay, now copy the departure airport into the fixed page, 25-mile ring for the MSA, and that's 7,700 in the entire area. But the departure is out to the ocean, so just keeping that in mind. Okay, so VNAV page, transition altitude 18,000 is correct for the United States. Now let's continue on the performance page. Flight plan, and we need the fuel section first here. So alternate 2.4, final 2.8, that's 5.2 for our reserves. Cruising altitude, flight level 320, cost index is 30. Minimum fuel temperature minus 37, cruise CG 30, step size 2000, even though it really doesn't matter anymore because I've entered the steps manually. So takeoff page, next page, and we've got noise abatement procedure number 2 in here. And that is our FMS setup completed. Alright, so let's leave them like this. And continue up on the overhead. Adaru is on, APU is on, voice recorder on, emergency lights on, seatbelt signs on, since the refueling is already completed. On the right hand side, all stuff over here is done, all stuff over here is done, so let's move forward. EFA set, flight directors on, checklists, reset, all, lovely, and flight information, ATIS request, we are looking for Kilo Lima Alpha X-ray, source from say intentions please, and send. Alright, good. While waiting for the ATIS to come, let's go ahead and set up the EFA CP on the right hand side. Then we can move down to the main panel. QNH still to come. Oh, and here's the ATIS, that's what I call timing. So, information goal 2253 Zulu, 265 at 11, visibility 9, temperature 22, altimeter 2991. Okay, lovely, that is set, and runways 25 in use as expected. Good, auto brake RTO, the brake is set already, then we need some frequencies, please. Airport chart. So, clearance 120.35. Is active, and then we've got ground on 1 to 1.4. Actually, is it? No, South Complex 1 to 1.75. Alright, that is set. So, we transmit on the left, listen to left and right, also to the flight interphone, and we do want the PAs up to date as well. So, weather radar is selected, you can hear everything as well, and on the right hand side we need 1 to 1.5. So, Squawk 2000. Man, it's been a long time since I've flown with the old transponder. Not many airlines using that. Alright, good. And with that, everything is set. So, it looks like they just opened a couple doors. I heard that, but it doesn't look like we're quite finished just yet. Let's actually see what the GSX window says. Almost done. 50 passengers to go. Lovely. Okay, then let's go ahead and collect our IFR clearance. So, departure clearance request. Let's see, the facility is Los Angeles, our gate is... Gotta be written somewhere here, 153. So, 153... Let's be nice today. Free text, good afternoon, and the ATIS is information golf. Okay, Austrian A2, Los Angeles to Vienna, ATIS Golf, gate 153, good afternoon. Looks good, sent. Lovely. So, that is in progress. Then let's go ahead and start with the departure briefing in the meantime. We're departing from Los Angeles, runway 25 right. We've got the Lady 4 departure with the Castro transition. Initial to 8,000, but beware of the 3,000 and 5,000 restrictions at Docker and Evosi. And extra fuel and time is basically nothing. So, thank you for that, I fully agree. Now for
Service aboard
our...
Austrian Airlines, ladies and gentlemen. This is your flight purser, Mara Meyer, along with my wonderful colleagues
okay.
John, Emily, and
Let her
We
do her
warmly
PA.
welcome you aboard
Okay,
Austrian Airlines Flight
so
82, departing from Los
we've
Angeles
got
and
no
heading to
hotspots for
Vienna.
our taxi
Please
routings.
take
The
your
pushback
seats
might be a
according
little
to
bit
your boarding
longer, so we'll
passes and
time the
stow your
engine
hand
start
luggage in the
accordingly.
overhead bins or
Stop
under the
margin
seats in
is
front
not
of you.
going to be very much today.
If you need any assistance, don't
Engine
hesitate
out
to
straight
reach
at
out to
25
me.
miles. Climbing 3,000, that
We're here
keeps
to
us
help
out
you.
on the open water,
Thank you
keeps
for
us
choosing
safe.
Austrian
And then
Airlines.
radar vectors
Hope you
back,
have a
either
pleasant
25 left or 24 right. We will be overweight, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. Overweight landing procedure, and then we can re-land immediately already if we want to at the present weight. Now, apart from this, I've got nothing special or non-standard today. Threats, I would say terrain is a little bit of a threat, especially when we turn north, so terrain display will be in use. Weather shouldn't be a factor at all today. Any questions or suggestions? No? Lovely, so that's our briefing complete. Okay, and here's the clearance. So, cleared to Vienna, Lady 4 departure. Expect runway 25 right, and 25 right, Lady 4 is what we have in here. Maintain 5,000 feet. And departure on 124.3. Here we go. And then we've got a squawk of 1215. Okay, lovely. Accept. And clearance is accepted. Thank you very much. And cancel. Lovely. So clearance is on board. So then we've done pretty much everything. So let's go for the pre-flight checklist, please. Oxygen, tested 100%. Flight instruments, heading 251, altimeter 2991, reading 100. Set left, set right. Pre-flight checklist complete. Okay, good. So with that stuff out of the way, the load sheet should already have arrived. Let's go ahead and do our performance figures. So weight and balance, zero fuel, 161.2. And that gives me a gross weight of 241.2 versus 241.1. That's close enough. So CG is 24 roughly. Can put that into here, and takeoff CG is 25. Alright, so performance, Los Angeles, runways, 25 right. 3,393 meters, is that correct? 3,939 would be correct. So 3939. Not going to do an intersection today. So takeoff weight, we are going to calculate 241 tons. And the CG is at 25. Now for the weather. We've got the wind 265 at 11. Temperature is 22. And the QNH is 29.91. Alright, calculate. So, 57 degrees assumed temperature. Thrust limit, 57. Insert, that's 94.2% N1, close enough. It's a flaps 5 takeoff with a CG of 25. 5.75 units trim matches the EFB, and the speed's 149, 154, 157. That's all within 1 knot, so we can accept the FMS speeds. Looking excellent. Okay, very good. So all that stuff is done. Then let's see about our ground handling. Cargo doors are already getting closed. Main entrance is still open. What's GSX doing? Completed. Okay, prepare for pushback and departure, please. So let's say hello to our guests and then we can go. Liebe Fluggäste, einen wunderschönen guten Tag aus dem Cockpit. Hier spricht Ihr Kapitän. Mein Name ist Emanuel, im Namen der Austrian darf ich Sie herzlich an Bord unserer Boeing 777 auf unserem Flug nach Wien begrüßen. Die Flugzeit heute etwa 11 Stunden. Wir erwarten einen ruhigen Flug in einer Höhe von bis zu 11.700 Metern. Wir bedanken uns jetzt erstmal, dass Sie unsere Gäste sind. Lehnen Sie sich zurück und genießen den Flug mit uns. Und wir melden uns dann im Anflug auf Wien mit den neuesten Wetterbedingungen bei Ihnen. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emanuel. In the name of Austrian, welcome aboard our Boeing 777 on our flight to Vienna. Today's flight time will be 11 hours at an altitude up to 37,000 feet or 11,700 meters. Would like to thank you for being our guest. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us, and we will get back to you with the latest weather when we start our approach to Vienna. Thank you very much for your attention, and once again, welcome aboard. Okay, cool. So passengers are greeted. Parking brake is set, so you can remove the chocks down here, please. I really don't know why there are some doors that are still open. So, door management, close all. Let's see. Here we go, doors closed. And it's gonna be, well, nose left. I got no clue about the spots, I'll just select spot 1. Alright, arm doors. And that's looking superb. Alright, cool. Ground from flight deck. Go ahead. So, please confirm that all doors and hatches are closed, ground equipment is removed, and the bypass pin is installed. Alright, Captain, that is all confirmed, and we're ready to push. Thank you very much. Stand by. Can we pressurize the hydraulics? Yes, clear to pressurize. Thank you. Okay. (157) LNF VNAV 251 5000 and right system. Looks good. Elect pumps coming on, fuel pumps coming on, including center pumps. Here we go, and we need 5.75 units of trim. Transponder can go on. Okay, and the flight deck door is closed. Good. So before start checklist, flight deck door closed and locked. MCP V2 157 heading 251 altitude 5000. Takeoff speeds V1 150 VR 154 V2 157 CDU pre-flight complete. Trims 5.75 units 0 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Holding a beacon. Alright then, let's go. Los Angeles ground, Austrian 8-2 heavy request pushback and startup. The pushback could lead us onto the main taxiway. For that reason, I'm calling ground here already.
Austrian 82, pushback and startup approved, tail north.
Pushback and startup approved, tail north, Austrian 82. Okay, before start checklist complete. Ground from flight deck. Pushback and startup approved, tail north, and the parking brake is now released. Okay, start the push, and we are standing by for engine start. Weird audio stutter there.
Captain, the cabin is ready for departure.
Alright, so here we go.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check.
In the States over here, so engine start probably going to be a little bit delayed, especially within those ramps over here.
And heading to Vienna. We are delighted to have you.
So let's see how they're actually going to push
Our
us.
captain for this flight is Emmanuel, and the first officer is Stephanie. Joining me in the cabin are my wonderful colleagues, Lucas, Anna, and Felix. As we prepare for departure, please ensure that your seatbelts are fastened. To fasten your seatbelt,
I just gotta say, the airplane looks fantastic, doesn't it?
To release it, simply lift the buckle. In the unlikely event
Let's hope that GFX is not going to put any dent into it, because that's kind of what it looks like back there.
To start the flow of oxygen, place it over your nose and mouth and secure it with the elastic band. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others.
Interesting way for the truck to move. But at least they're not smashing us into the terminal. That's something.
There are a total of 8 emergency exits on this Boeing 772. In the event of an evacuation, please leave your luggage on board and proceed to the nearest exit. Additionally, under your seats you will find life vests. To use the life vest, pull it out, place it over your head, and secure it around your waist. Inflate it by pulling the red tabs or by blowing into the tubes. We appreciate your attention to this important.
Okay, so they're pulling us forward to spot 1. It's probably going to be this one over here, I would guess.
We'll also have articles
So we can wait a little bit with our engine start.
Thank you for choosing Austrian Airlines, and we hope you have a pleasant flight.
I was a little surprised that they didn't have any option to actually pull us onto the main taxiway over here, which is where the real flight pushed to. The real one was pushed all the way over here. Okay, yep, that reads spot 1 over there. So that's definitely where we are gonna pull forward to. That means we have a little bit more time until we can start the engines. Alright. Let's go for it. Left engine start. Ground flight, we're starting the engines. Okay, looks like we've got a good start on engine number 1. Then let's go ahead and start the right engine. And the pushback is complete. Set brakes. Brake set. So, right engine start. Alright, we have fuel flow, we have ignition, looking fantastic. Ground flight, we have 2 good engine starts, clear to disconnection with the pin on the right side, and have a good day. Bye bye. Okay, so there's a tuck, there's a tow bar, and there's a handling agent, including a pin. Lovely. Flight control track. Pull up. Pull down. Neutral. Full left. Clear signals received. Full right. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Alright, before taxi checklist. Anti-ice, auto, recall, checked, flight controls, checked, ground equipment, clear, before taxi checklist, complete. Austrian A2 Heavy, request taxi. And that was, of course,
Austrian 82.
Austrian A2 Heavy, request taxi. It helps not to do that on the guard frequency. Especially because in the real world you would probably get 1,000 troll answers.
Austrian 82, taxi to runway 25 right via Charlie 10, Charlie, Charlie 1, Foxtrot.
Horizon Air 2149, ready for push and start.
Austrian 82, taxi runway 25 right via Charlie 10, Charlie, Charlie 1, Foxtrot. Okay, Charlie
Pushback and start approved. Horizon Air 2149.
10, Charlie, Charlie 1. Well, we'll see about Foxtrot. We'll probably go to the full
company
length.
21 Delta 715. Horizon Air 2149 are ready to taxi.
Okay, the right side is clear and the left side is clear. Park and brake released. Let's go.
24 right via Charlie 7, Charlie, Kilo, Echo, Romeo, Horizon Air 2149er.
Southwest 184, taxi to parking via Yankee Delta, Delta 7.
Sounds rather busy, doesn't it? Okay, so Charlie's literally the first taxiway here. Yeah. Charlie to the left. Interesting that they're not taking us out to the main taxiway system. I would have expected Bravo. But okay, Charlie shall be fine as well. Alright. This 737 looks awfully close. See, I had to go a little bit to the left here to be sure to clear him completely.
Taxi to the gate. Delta 1219er, taxi to parking via Lima, cross runway 25 left, then cross runway 25 right, then Bravo.
Alright, Kevin is ready. Then
Lima,
I will go
cross
into
runway
weather,
25 left,
you
then
will go
cross
into
runway
terrain,
25 right, then Bravo, Delta 1219er.
and I will change over to terrain once we're airborne. Cool. B4 takeoff checklist. B4 takeoff checklist complete. Okay, so let's review the takeoff briefing. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 25 right. Flaps 5, noise abatement procedure 2, takeoff speeds 150, 154, 157, and in case of emergencies we go straight at 25 miles, pick up a holding in 3,000 feet, and we can come back either 25 left or 24 right. Nothing special, nothing non-standard, and the standard sit is initially 3,000, later 5,000, and 5,000 is our ATC clearance as well. Contact departure when advised, and that's it. Do you have any questions? No? Lovely, so that's our briefing completed.
Ground UPS 5906, taxi to the gate.
So that's Charlie 4 over here, that means we go a little bit... we remain on Charlie a little bit longer.
UPS 5906, taxi to parking via Yankee Charlie, Quebec, cross runway 25 right, then cross runway 25 left, then Alpha.
Yankee Charlie, Quebec, cross runway 25 right, then cross runway 25 left, then Alpha, UPS 5906.
Okay, approaching Bravo 2. So let's just tell him that we need the full length here. Which is Bravo 1. Austrian 82 Heavy, request intersection Bravo 1.
Austrian 82, taxi to runway 25 right via Charlie, Charlie 1 Foxtrot, hold short of Bravo 1 for intersection departure.
Hold short of Bravo 1, Austrian 82 Heavy. Alright, clear on the left side and clear on the right side. And then he said hold short Bravo 1, that means we can turn to the left over here. So, I wonder why they're parking a Lufthansa 747 here. Maybe that's the one who did that famous meme and, let's just say, stressed the landing gear a little bit. Maybe. You never know. Alright, cool. So we're approaching the full length, then let's call tower and report ready. So, tower South Complex 12095. Los Angeles Tower, Austrian 82 Heavy, ready for departure. We'll just stop here for a second.
Los Angeles Tower, runway 25 right, wind 010 at 4. RNAV Docker, cleared for takeoff.
RNAV to Docker, runway 25 right, cleared for takeoff, Austrian 82 Heavy. Alright.
Airbus 5252, winds 270 at 11, runway 25 left, clear to land.
So the checklist is complete.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, SkyWest 5252.
The traffic is on finally 25 left.
Austrian 82, cleared for takeoff.
Austrian 82, cleared for takeoff.
American 1362, contact ground on 121.75.
Okay, checklist is complete, and we've got nothing else to do. Do you have anything? No? Lovely.
Ground, American 1362.
Okay, are you happy with the rolling takeoff? I take that as a yes. Timing. Takeoff.
On runway 25, right.
That's correct. Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Thrust set.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
Positive rate. Gear up. 400. Autopilot. So, Docker 3000 shouldn't be a problem. Flaps 1. Speed check.
Contact departure.
Contacting departure, Austrian 82 Heavy. Bye-bye. Flaps up. Speed checked. Flaps up. Los Angeles departure, Austrian 82 Heavy 1900, climbing 5000. So weather is not an issue, going over to terrain.
Austrian 82, SoCal departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID.
Austrian 82 Heavy, climb via the SID. He should still tell me an altitude though. Austrian 82 Heavy, please confirm the cleared altitude.
Austrian 82, read back correct.
So, vertical speed 2000. And 1000. 1000 to go. Flaps are up. After takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist complete. Austrian 82 Heavy, please confirm the cleared altitude. Come on, you can do better than that. Austrian 82, to which altitude can we climb? Let's try plain language if the AI doesn't understand the correct phraseology.
Austrian 82, climb and maintain 32,000 feet.
Climb maintain flight level 320, Austrian 82. And that is a flight level, my friend. So, set 32,000 checked, VNAV. Oh god, sometimes AI is really good. Sometimes AI needs a bit of convincing to get things right.
Docker 563, contact Los Angeles Center on 132.85. Switching to Los Angeles Center on 132.85, Docker 563.
Okay, so we're in climb thrust. That means we no longer need the timer down here. Actually only have full climb thrust. Interesting that Austrian doesn't seem to have the climb derates installed. would not have expected that.
Departure Horizon Air 2149 2000 for 4000.
So we just about made that 7,000 restriction, but that's
radar
fine.
contact. Climb and maintain 12-1-2000.
So the next one, lady at 8,000,
Horizon Air 2149.
is cleared. He's at 32. So let's remove that. Okay, so let's ask the important question. 0911. I believe the schedule is 20.
Horizon Air
30.
2149.
Okay, so we are on time.
Departure on
Beautiful.
124.3.
Over to SoCal departure on 124.3E, Horizon Air 2149. SoCal departure, Horizon Air 2149, 1000.
Horizon Air 2149, radar contact.
All right.
Niner Golf Alpha contact Joshua departure on 124.55.
Switching to Joshua departure on
15.1. That may be a little bit too much
Citation
fuel.
Niner Golf Alpha.
Not sure why it thinks
Joshua
that we're
departure,
gonna have that
citation
much,
Niner Golf
but
Alpha 3000.
we'll just keep it at that for the time being.
Radar contact.
As long as that doesn't put us into the overweight landing, because then we'd have to do something about it.
Citation Niner Golf Alpha.
Okay, passing 10,000.
Direct
The pitch is
debug.
coming down.
Cleared
Let's
for the
release our
RNAV
guests.
Runway 22 left approach until established.
Descending to 3000, cleared for the RNAV runway 22 left approach.
So,
Citation Niner Golf Alpha.
optimum 356, maximum 371. Or 391. That seems too high. It seems much too high. At least compared to our flight plan.
Pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to use your devices as we continue our journey to Vienna.
Strange.
Also, our onboard Wi-Fi service is available for you to stay connected during the flight. Thank you for your attention, and enjoy your time with us.
However, I think I just saw a problem. Let's go back to the inner draft. Give me the approach page here. Gross weight 238.8. Why does the flight plan have us 20 tons heavier? What has the weight and balance manual messed up?
Altitude restrictions canceled.
161.2. That is too low. Interesting, we did import this from SimBrief. We definitely did. I'm not sure why there would be a 20-ton weight difference. But okay, at least that explains the much higher altitude, and that also explains the fuel. Strange. I'm kind of tempted to try requesting that weight and balance again. On the other hand side, we left those 20 tons behind, so that's fine. In that case, however, I am going to delete all of those steps over here that we've entered. Alright, because now I want the airplane to recalculate its optimum flight path. Now tell me one thing. I just deleted a lot of very low altitude restrictions. But now the plane expects us to have less fuel? In other words, flying lower would have been better? Sometimes I don't understand these things. Let's have a look at the wind chart. Where's the wind? Here it is.
Over to Los Angeles Center on 132.85, CC Cessna
So
5
yeah,
Juliet Romeo.
flying lower, the wind is actually a little bit better. But normally SimBrief would have told us that it used the optimum winds. We should have had that in the dispatch section in here, which we don't. Interesting. Okay, well. Ultimately, we are more or less going to follow the recommended altitudes anyway, so I don't really care. It will be fine. So, initial recommended 280. I don't really believe that, to be honest. If the airplane tells us the optimum is 356, then let's do something like 350. I'm going to request that. So, 350 in here. Austrian 82 heavy request climb, flight level 350.
Austrian 82, contact Los Angeles Center on 125.8.
125.8, Austrian 82.
Austrian 82.
Los Angeles Center, Austrian 82 heavy, flight level correction, altitude 17,500, climbing level 320, requesting level 350.
Los Angeles Center, Cessna 5 Juliet Romeo 1000.
So it's done that?
Cessna 5 Juliet Romeo, radar
It's on a
contact.
cross-check, passing level 184 now. Los Angeles, Austrian 82 heavy, level 185, climbing 320. Los Angeles Center, Austrian 82 heavy, do you read? Otherwise we might have to...
82, good afternoon.
Uh-huh. Austrian 82, request climb level 350.
Austrian 82, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb maintain level 350, Austrian 82. Set, 350 checked, and that's in. The rest is going to be according to the FMS. So, with those things done, I tend to say sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight with us. And then I'll get back to you on the approach to Vienna. Good morning, my friends. I hope you've all enjoyed the flight thus far. We are now on the approach into Vienna, and it's time to
Austrian
start.
82, descend flight level 060, turn left heading 130 vectors for the ILS runway 16 approach.
Left heading 130 and descent flight level 60 Austrian 82 heavy. Okay, so set 6000 checked, and we're now getting radar vectors for the approach. Might have to hold the airplane a little bit as we're coming in rather high, but that's why I've turned the seatbelt signs on a little bit earlier already. Okay, descent started, CPLC terminated, perfect, and lock off, lovely.
2970, flight level 350.
So let's go ahead and have a look at the arrival that we are about to fly.
Radar contact.
We've already gotten radar vectors, so it will just be the ILS approach to runway 16. It starts at
Austrian
the
82, contact wind approach on 119.8.
119.8, Austrian 82. So, and the ATIS is Golf. Bean approach, Cerberus, Austrian 82 heavy, level 133, descending level 60, heading 130, information, Golf.
Austrian A2, Wien approach, identified, good morning. Expect the ILS runway 16 approach into Wien.
Expecting ILS 16, Austrian 82.
Austrian A2, Wien approach, turn right, heading 225.
Right heading 225, Austrian 82. Heading 225. And speed back to 50. Speed alt.
Austrian A2, turn right, heading 235 for the ILS approach to runway 16 at LOW.
Right heading 235 for Austrian A2. Alright, cool. Let's put Whiskey 672 on top, please. And execute. Austrian 82, confirm the QNH. So, speed brake is in. 10,000.
A2, QNH 1019.
QNH 1019, Austrian A2. Set QNH. (1019) across check, passing 9,800.
Captain, cabin is ready.
Lovely. Okay, VNAV. And then let's go ahead and start
Ladies and
our
gentlemen,
approach
we are
briefing,
now on our
please.
final approach into Vienna. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we arrive to
So, this is going to be a radar vector ILS approach runway 16.
Vienna radar on 126.28.
Minimum 797, and the go around straight ahead. Left hand turn back to Fisherman, climbing 5,000.
Austrian A2, proceed direct FI-16, descend altitude 5,000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 16 approach.
Austrian A2, direct turn mile final runway 160, descend 5,000 until established, cleared ILS 16. Okay, that sounds good. So, cabin ready, wonderful. Now, extra fuel and time, let's have a very quick check, 5.2, yeah, 10 tons, okay, no comment. More than enough. Almost an hour and a half, and I really don't know why, but that's fine. Okay, so, for the approach itself, flight director guidance, config, or flaps 25 down to the minimum, idle reverse on the ground, that's all we need, even though it's 29 degrees, so it is rather hot, but we have plenty of runway available. Auto brakes 3, vacate the runway to the right hand side, and then taxi in. We're parking on Fox 28 today. Any questions? No? Lovely, that's our briefing complete then. Nothing special or non-standard, no threats, huh? Okay, approach checklist. Altimeters, QNH 1019er. Approach checklist complete. Okay, good. Come on, plane, what are you doing? Gotta lose 3,000 feet. Yeah. I don't know what VNAV is doing here, but it is not correct. So, give me 245 knots and the speed brake. Because we gotta get down
radar
now.
on 126.28.
Okay, 240 is okay.
Over to Vienna
Just
radar
maintain
on
that speed, please.
126.28, Turkish 2 Yankee Lima.
That's looking better. Able to reach 5,000 just prior to the 10-mile fix. But we're able to do it, that's the important thing. Okay, cool. Just looks great, doesn't it? Alright, I don't know why that Vienna path is where it is, because we are well above the glide slope. Alt. Well, let's start reducing the speed. And we're cleared for the ILS. Approach armed. Alright, now we're getting back into it. That's looking much better. Okay, speed brakes going in. Flaps
Contact Wien Tower on 119.4.
119.4, Austrian 82.
With Malta 3911, contact Wien.
Localizer capture. We're heading set, and we might have to help a bit with the ILS. 3000 feet vertical speed. And flaps 5. B towers, Airbus, Austrian 82 heavy, ILS 16.
Austrian 82, Wien Tower, continue, ILS approach, runway 16.
Continue, Austrian 82. Alright, let's do 2000 feet a minute here. And perhaps a little bit of speed brake once again. Alright, runway is inside. Glide slope capture. Go around altitude 5000 set.
Wien Tower, Wiz Malta 7726, established on the ILS runway 11.
With Malta 7726.
Okay, we're reaching 10
Roger.
miles, 200 knots, flaps are extended. Perfect. That's what it should look like. Alright then. So let's see, ground will be on 1216. Alright. And manual flight.
Austrian 82, winds 120 at 7, runway 16, cleared to land.
Austrian 82, runway 16, clear to land.
2500.
Terrain noted. Okay then, it's pretty hot outside, that's going to make it a little bit more difficult to slow down, so let's go gear down, flaps 20. Flaps 25. Speed checked, flaps 25. Okay, reducing pretty nicely. Landing checklist. Landing checklist complete. Man, it's turbulent. I just want to take a quick screenshot. Autopilot on. The countryside on the approach to runway 16 just looks fantastic, doesn't it? Going over the forests, over the rivers, or lakes, the rivers up there. Really, really cool. Come on, stop lagging. Here we go. For a second I was afraid.
Approaching.
But here we go again.
6.
So, autopilot off. Look at the beauty of the river on the final. That must be a really nice approach in the real world.
Approaching minimums.
Checked.
Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Nice. Speed brake up. Thrust goes normal. Idle reverse. See, that's the type of landing you can do when you have a good ILS. And manual brakes, 60 knots. Alright, down to 30, here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vienna. We have just landed and we hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. Did you know that Vienna is known for its rich musical heritage, being the home
So
of
let's
the
call the
Mozart
ground on
Mozart
1 to 1.6.
Also, the city is famous for its delicious Sachen.
Being ground, Austrian 82 Heavy, request taxi to gate Foxtrot 28.
Austrian 555, winds 120 at 7, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
We wish you a
Are we on
pleasant
ground
stay.
frequencies?
Cleared for takeoff, runway 16,
Yes, we are.
Austrian
Interesting.
555.
If you have any
Austrian
connections,
82,
please take
taxi to
control
gate
of flights.
D28 via Bravo 8, exit 36, Echo, Lima, TL 35.
Dynasty
6-4, ready for pushback. Dynasty 6-4, push and start approved.
Austrian 82 taxi Delta 28 via exit 36 Echo Lima Sierra 35. That does not sound like something I'm familiar with.
6-4.
Alright, let's bring up those airport charts. So,
Ryanair 63 Sierra
airport.
Lima, ready for pushback.
So, first of all via Echo, so
Ryanair
that's straight
63
ahead.
Sierra Lima, push and start
So as
approved.
always, first thing, get rid of the
Pushback and
runway
start
exit.
approved. Ryanair 63 Sierra Lima.
Okay, left side is clear, the right side is clear. We'll bring the airplane onto the main taxiway and then we'll see where we are taxiing.
Dynasty 6-4, ready to taxi. Dynasty 6-4, taxi to runway 16 via TL40, exit 22, exit 32.
Okay, so long time going straight.
16 via TL40,
and
exit
then
22,
let's
exit 32,
quickly
Dynasty
clean it
6-4.
up. Okay, and now we see where we are actually going. So you got the airport chart, and then we also need the parking stands. So, Delta 28, that is correct. And we continue via Echo, Lima,
Ryanair
and
39er X-ray
taxi line
Alpha.
35
Give way to
down
the
here.
Dynasty
Okay.
A350
That's easy.
on your left.
I can do that.
Giving way to the Dynasty A350, Ryanair 39er X-Ray Alpha.
And that shouldn't be Dynasty, that should be Air China or whatever, A350. Alright, cool.
Ryanair 63 Sierra Lima ready to taxi.
So, 3 minutes passed since our
Ryanair
touchdown, then let's go ahead and shut down the
Lima,
right engine.
Taxi to runway 16 via TL43 Echo exit 32.
So, engine shutdown right and Takeoff off, we can clear both of them, please. Okay, GSX. Position Delta 28, no follow me required. So, Lima will be second on the side. So, second taxiway coming over here. That was the first, and here comes the second.
Ryanair 39er X-Ray Alpha contact tower on 120.255.
The turn isn't that tight, we can go a little bit faster.
Switching to
That's
tower.
looking good.
Ryanair 39er X-Ray Alpha.
Dynasty 64 contact tower on 118.63.
Over to tower, Dynasty 64.
Alright, start APU. So we continue straight until the end of the terminal, and then we park to the right hand side. And of course I mean the end of the Dhaka terminal here, parking over there. So my friends, that was a pretty interesting flight, wasn't it? Some lovely visuals outside. We flew through the night for just about 2 hours before it already got daylight again. That's just the benefit of flying that far to the north at times like these in summer. Ooh, lovely. Is that El Al? Yeah, I think it is. Overall, a really enjoyable flight. Performance in Los Angeles was great as well. Performance here in Vienna is great as well, except for those little stutters prior touchdown. Welcome to Flight Simulator 24. But apart from that, it was a really enjoyable flight, so really happy with this. Now, let's park it without breaking it. That's the guidance line to Delta 28 already, so lights off. And the weather radar is also off. Okay, there's a guidance system. It says 777 on there. Is it working? Yeah, now it's moving. Perfect.
Ryanair 63 Sierra Lima contact tower on 118.63.
Getting pretty close to the
Over to
top
tower,
down there.
Ryanair 63 Sierra Lima.
That's gonna be interesting seeing if we actually crashed into the tuck. Okay, and stop. So, park and brake set, APU running, and shut down. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Okay, here we are. So, lights going off, trim is okay, transponder going off, and then flight director's off, engine has stopped, beacon off, parking, sorry, shutdown checklist, park and brake, set shutdown checklist complete. So there is another COM message, that's just the latest status, don't need that anymore. Okay, you can have the doors, I will take the status. And then let's go down here. GSX, you can go for deboarding, please. In the meantime, ground ops, chocks, set, ground power, request. And disarm all the doors. The rest can be done by GSX. Lovely. And we do have power in place, but we'll keep the APU since it's pretty hot outside with 28 degrees. Alright, so let's do a recall. And this is all expected, that's all good. Nothing on the status page, engine oil quantity is good, so that's all gonna go into the logbook like that. Well, and then we can already shut it down. Aileron off, emergency lights, well, should wait until the passengers are out, but I don't care. And we'll keep the packs and the APU on at the moment. Cool, and with that, welcome to Vienna. I do hope you all enjoyed the flight as much as I did. Leave your feedback in the comments underneath, I'm really looking forward to it. And in the meantime, if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.